There is a fight happening in towns across North Carolina right now.
Proposed data center.
Proposed data center. Proposed data center.
New at 6, the proposal to bring a new data center to Wake County is sparking big debate.
Billion-dollar tech companies want to build massive data centers.
More and more people are pushing back.
Today we're going to have a fun conversation about data centers.
Data centers are giant warehouses filled with thousands of computer servers. Every email, every stream, every photo you store, it all lives in a building like this. North Carolina already has several. Apple, Google, Meta, they've been here for years. But AI has triggered massive new demand, and tech companies are proposing hyperscale data centers across the state.
A lot of this growth, or anticipated growth, I would say somewhat snuck up on us in the energy community. And certainly we went from a period of basically flat electricity demand for 20 so years to very rapidly changing those forecasts to growth of 4 to 5% a year, which is very large.
The facilities can bring millions in tax revenue, but they need enormous amounts of electricity and water. In the town of Apex, town leaders are weighing those trade-offs right now. Lorraine McAvoy lives in New Hill, just outside of Apex, close to the site of a proposed data center.
I work for a health data technology company, so I'm very familiar with data centers. We use data centers every day, so not anti-data center. However, anti-hyperscale data center directly across the street from or within 2 miles of 6,000 homes.
This is where it would go, 190 acres near the Sharon Harris nuclear power plant. 4 buildings designed to run around the clock powering AI and cloud services. No decision has been made, but the proposal has already drawn many neighbors to town hall.
The number of people speaks volumes to the town council. We show up, we wear red, we try to pack out the house just so that they can see visibly, like, people don't want this. Or if it's gonna have to be here, let's make sure it's something that we can all live with.
Apex town leaders acknowledge they're still learning what a project like this would demand.
A lot of what we've talked about here related to data centers is outside of the expertise of a lot of our staffs.
The scale has raised questions. The proposed facility would require up to 300 megawatts of electricity. That's about as much as a small city, and could use as much as 1 million gallons of water daily during peak summer heat for cooling. But even with all those concerns, the potential tax revenue tied to a project this large is pretty tough to ignore, and that tension is playing out across the state. In Stokes County, commissioners voted to move forward with a massive data center known as Project Delta, despite strong opposition from residents.
You were hearing the voices of many from Walnut Cove that will be directly in the path telling you no. It is your job not only to listen, but to act with the cries, pleas, and rantings of those individuals. I stand with them.
After months of public debate, the board approved the project in a narrow 3-2 vote.
When we're offered something that could be a game changer for our county, for our schools, for economic development, we don't want it. Because at the end of the day, we want new schools. We want more than 4 deputies on the roads at one time in Stokes County. We want a new hospital. We want water and sewer and infrastructure everywhere. But nobody wants to make a sacrifice to get those things.
Across North Carolina, communities are making different calls with no statewide framework to guide them. And a recent state law has raised new questions about who pays for the infrastructure these projects require. Last year, North Carolina passed the Power Bill Reduction Act. The bill in part changed how some utility costs are allocated and how companies can recover construction costs.
The hope behind it is that it would reduce borrowing costs for Duke and therefore lower cost in the long run. The concern, of course, is that it, 1, raises rates now, and then 2, it's possible that if the demand doesn't end up being as high as anticipated, then ratepayers will have already paid for facilities that don't need to be built or aren't that useful.
That means residential customers could end up paying for facilities built to serve data centers. In Apex, it has residents like Lorraine McAvoy not just worried about the immediate impact, they're also thinking long-term.
This is uncharted territory, and we don't know what we don't know. So you're going to build these big monstrosities of buildings, and the technology is going to change within the next 5 to 10 years, and then what?
We want to hear from you. What concerns you the most about data centers? What would make you support one in your community? Let us know below in the comments.